Media, technology, and society. Media involves communication channels through which news, entertainment, data, or promotions are disseminated. Media is also designed to reach the mass audience or the majority of the public, hence the term mass media. Media and its impact has been around as far back as humans began to interact with different persons and tribes, integrating countries and creating different methods to communicate, express one's thought, and pass knowledge and information. In prehistoric age, before 1700 s, people discovered fire, developed paper from plants, and forged weapons and tools with stone, bronze, copper, and iron. Prehistoric refers to the time before the existence of written or recorded history. Prehistoric as the earliest form of traditional media. Petroglyph can be carvings as in drawings in rocks or caves. Pictographs represent words or phrases through symbol, used to refer to sketches or paintings that usually depict nature, early people's way of life. Cave paintings. These are painted drawings on cave walls or ceilings, mainly of prehistoric origin. Clay tablets. These are used as a writing medium, especially for writing in cuneiform, throughout the Bronze Age and well into the Iron Age. Cuneiform. A system of writing used in the ancient Middle East and was the most widespread and historically significant writing system in the ancient Middle East. Papyrus. It is a plant and material similar to thick paper that was used in ancient times as a writing surface. According to archaeologists, the prehistoric age occurred some 4.5 million years ago or approximately 30,000 years ago. Stone Age and the Metal Age. They are called as such because of the kind of tools that the prehistoric people used during those times. As the tools were relatively crude, archaeologists believe that a system of writing had not yet existed during this era. As prehistoric men learned how to sharpen their tools and use them for hunting, they also acquired the knowledge on how to use these materials in carving stones. Eventually, this paved the way for them to create a system of writing, which marked the start of the historic period. Industrial Age. Most people associate factories and machines to industries. The Industrial Age began in the 18th century in the Great Britain when the country made drastic reforms to improve their economy. Technology shifted from using hand tools to operating power-driven machines. Selling of goods boosted during the Industrial Age. The concept of mass production or manufacturing of goods in large quantities was introduced, increasing the demand for bigger and better machines. Special equipment were fabricated to meet the specific needs of different factories. In a lot of ways, the Industrial Age has improved the people's way of living as new inventions such as steam boats and steam locomotives made transformations faster. However, some business owners during this era focused only on earning profits, so they took advantage of the poor economic condition of the working class. When the stem press was invented, the printing of materials like newspaper became much faster, cheaper, and easier. Before this development, publishers used to receive financial support from political parties and rich patrons so that the latter can be featured in the newspaper. When printing costs marked down, publishers started to print articles for the common interest of the public. The earlier injustice experienced by the laborers were also published in the newspaper. Communication during the Industrial Age also became valuable because of the invention of the telegraph. Electronic refers to an object that has electronic components such as sensors, microchips, which functions once it is connected to an electrical outlet. Industrial Age and Electronic Age are quite similar. They thrive in the manufacturing industry. Industrial Age and Electronic Age are different because of the equipment. Example, transportation, and communication. Information age has upgraded what it can offer to consumers in terms of gadgets and devices that can make their way of life not only functional and comfortable, but also offer endless possibilities. Relationship between traditional media and new media. In the present time, new media is undeniably very useful, but this does not mean that traditional media has already become obsolete. Traditional media is still valuable and influential because it has a wider reach and market. Example, people who live in remote areas. People opted to the traditional media. The choice of media is based on one's needs, interests, and lifestyle, as both traditional media and new media can carry out their purpose of keeping the people informed and helping everyone to stay connected. Roles and function of media in democratic society. Colonial period. People had been restricted to express their ideas and fight for their rights. Rules and function of media in democratic society. Democracy comes from the Greek word demo, meaning people, and kratos, meaning rule. Rule of the people. In a democratic society, the welfare of the public is important and their rights are protected by the government. Rules and function of media in democratic society. The Philippines in 1986 and 2001 People Power revolutions perfectly show the importance of the role of media in today's society. Rules and function of media in a democratic society. Prior to People Power 1, local newspapers. Hence, news reporters from TV and radio stations exposed illegal abduction of citizens who were tortured for criticizing the government. As a result, in September 21, 1972, President Ferdinand E. Marcos declared martial law in hope of restoring the peace and order in the country. Instead, this dictatorial government had taken over the mass media. Some editors and journalists were arrested and detained to control the dissemination of negative news against the government, particularly the president. People Power 2 on 2001, tenure of President Joseph Estrada. Media reported about this involvement in illegal gambling and adultery. Impeachment trial where the President Estrada was accused of blunder, betrayal of public trust, culpable violation of the Constitution as cited in Article 11. Television and radio station made a live coverage of its court proceeding as the entire nation took interest in this issue. When the second envelope, which allegedly contained incriminating evidences against President Estrada, was not opened based on the senator's majority vote, the prosecutors walked out. Also, the people who were watching it since the first day of the trial believed that the truth had not been compromised. Known figures like Cardinal Sin expressed their dismay in public and called on the people to unite and gather at EDSA to start a peaceful revolution. With a growing number of people encamped in EDSA and the majority of President Estrada's cabinet members leaving their posts, President Estrada had no choice but to step down from office. This proves that in democratic society, the media's role is very crucial as it becomes a reliable source of information. People in democratic society also use different media platforms as a means to express their opinion in social issues. With the massive reach of media, it can greatly influence people's views and actions. Selected theories on media and information. Accessing information and communicating with other people are fast and easy because there are different forms of media we can use. Researchers who were proponents of the theories about information and media. Media richness theory, introduced by Richard L. Draft and Robert H. Lingle in the 1980s. Communication serves as a medium that can reproduce information. Media richness theory can be used to access the richness or multifunction capabilities of specific means of communication such as phone calls, video conferences, and emails. According to this theory, personal communication methods like emails, and video calls are generally more effective than other forms of media, as the desired message is sent directly to the receiver. Suggest that humans process the information they receive instead of merely responding to the stimuli. Also, the mind, like a computer that analyzes the information it gets from its environment. Contingency theory. Based on Joanne Woodward's work in 1958, this theory argued about the influence of technology and other variables in organization. Contingency theory notes that a variable can change the behavior and the structure of an organization in order to complete a task. Media naturalness theory was proposed by Nero Needcock based on the concept of human evolution, suggests that face-to-face communication is the most natural method of communication. Media naturalness theory proposes that communication is better established and that the message is more thoroughly understood if people talk in person. It argues that the further the sender is from the receiver, the harder it is to process information and comprehend the message. Media synchronization theory. It is better if people who need to communicate are all present and available in real time. In this way, they will be able to note immediate feedback and responses since they are fully engaged in the conversation. Emphasizes that communication involves interaction as it has two processes, convey and converge. Convey means to make something known to another person, which converge means to come together to set a common interest, purpose, or goal. Channel expansion theory suggests that an individual chooses a type of media to use for communication based on his experience in handling that type of media alongside the person he needs to speak with and what their topic is about.